Have you ever wondered how you design a phenomenal pair of running shorts? Whether you're a new startup sportswear brand or you're an existing legacy brand that's looking to tap into the running hype, and you've wondered what separates running shorts from all the other categories of shorts, and why have these types of shorts consistently proven to be the highest profit margin and highest gross number of sales when it comes to sportswear sales? Well, on today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys my experience as a sportswear designer over the last 10 years, working with hundreds of brands, helping them to design phenomenal running shorts, and how you can ultimately do it as well. We'll start off by number one. The first thing that we have to understand is selecting the right fabric. When it comes to fabric, you have to understand that there's three key different parts of the fabric that you have to take into account. The first thing is going to be the composition. So what are the fibers that are used? The second is going to be the construction, and then the third is going to be the weight. When it comes to running shorts, let's try to understand. We need something that's lightweight. We need something that's breathable. We need something that has sufficient structure in there to support you so it doesn't feel like joggers or it doesn't feel like leggings on your skin. But at the same time, you need something with enough mobility and enough stretch to move along with how your legs are contorting. We'll start off with understanding that you should either have, for the composition, a polyester spandex blend or a nylon spandex blend. When it comes to the blend, you want no more than a 15% spandex blend. Understanding how spandex works is key here, because spandex per weight of actual thread fiber is pretty high. Spandex is great when you need ultimate shape retention, but in sportswear shorts or running shorts, you definitely want them to have stretch, but you want them to be lightweight enough. That's why no more than 15%. I typically prefer nylon over polyester just because you get a little bit more of a premium touch out of it, and it just feels more slick and more smooth on the skin. And then we'll look at the construction type. There's two types of construction types when it comes to fabrics. You have your woven construction and you have your knitted construction. Typically, your knitted construction are going to have more stretch. They're going to be more breathable. They're going to be more cheap to produce because it's a more widely available and easier construction method. But what they lack here is that premium, slick, structured, durable feel that woven fabrics will give you. When it comes to running shorts, these types of shorts are not going to be skin tight. I'd recommend going for a woven fabric just because it's going to be wrinkle proof, it's going to be more lightweight, it's going to be more structured, it's going to have a more premium touch feel, it's going to be more moisture regulating. My recommendation would be for a woven fabric, specifically a basket weave fabric. A basket weave is a more advanced version of your traditional 1x1 woven or plain weave construction. It's more durable, it has more structure, and typically has a more hefty touch to it. The last thing is going to be the weight. The weight is going to be how much grams per square meter a specific fabric is. Woven fabrics in general are pretty dense. What we like about woven fabrics is you can go for a quite thin or a lightweight woven fabric, but still get a lot of density out of the fabric to make it much more durable. I'd recommend for a running short no less than 145 and no more than 185 GSM. That's going to give you the perfect running short. Number two is you need to design the fit strategically to align with a running short. When it comes to running shorts, you want to make sure that your fit is not too tight and at the same time it's not too loose. You want to make sure that your running shorts have enough dimension in the front rise. The thigh opening and the leg opening shouldn't be too big or too little. I'll give you some dimensions for a size medium. When it comes to the waist here, typically on the half waist, I'm recommending a 14-inch to 14.5-inch waist, especially if you have an elastic or an adjustable waistband. For the front rise measurement, I would typically recommend around a 12.25 all the way to a 12.75-inch front rise for a size medium. That's going to make sure that you don't have too little room on the crotch where it's riding up and it feels very uncomfortable, but also not so much room that it feels very saggy and almost feels like a 90s rapper would wear this type of short. And then lastly, when it comes to the inseam lengths, the inseam is going to actually dictate where the short hits on the thigh. My recommendation is know your market. If you're going for a more conservative market, then no less than a 6-inch inseam would be appropriate. If you want to go for a more mass market, definitely 6 to 7-inch inseam. If you're going for a hyper, very traditional or conservative culture, then maybe you go for a 7 to 8-inch inseam. No more than that, because at that point you're running into basketball short territory. If you're looking at a woman's running short, then of course those inseams are going to be less. You may be looking at between 2 to 3-inch inseam for a traditional marathon running short. Of course, that's going to be too short for certain cultures. And if you're looking for like a traditional all-around running short for women, between 4 and 5 will be ideal. Any more than that, and it's just going to look awkward on the feminine figure and feminine body. Number 3, consider how you design your product for functionality. When it comes to running shorts, understand that you need to ventilate, you need to have room for storage, and you need to be visible. Typically, runners will run at night. They want to have some level of visibility for ongoing traffic. That's why I recommend either 3M reflective heat transfer prints for your logos, or 3M reflective taping to weld the seams or to provide finishing on the edges of the seams, or 3M reflective piping details that can shape the body, they can enhance the physique, and they give you the added benefit of being visible to oncoming traffic. Secondly, is going to be pockets. Make sure you design your running short with strategic pockets. My recommendation is definitely try to avoid zippers or overusing zippers, especially on running shorts that are made out of woven fabrics. Just the feeling of a structured and rigid zipper on the left and the right side that are very long just constricts movement, makes the short feel more heavy, makes it feel much more constrictive. I'd recommend a nice deep mesh lined pocket that has quarter slash or Italian slip pockets. The reason for quarter slash pockets is it eliminates the need for a zipper, but also with quarter slash, they're not raked in so much to the point where you potentially would have an issue with your stuff falling out of it. Number 4, when it comes to colors and designs, running shorts are a unique opportunity to create seasonal palettes that align with the current trend of the moment, and at the same time you may also want to go for staple palettes, because at the end of the day people are going to need running shorts whether it's in the winter or in the summer. My recommendation would be hit your bases with the staples. Make sure that you're going for your dark gray, make sure you're going for your blacks, make sure you're going for your olives, these colors that are staples that are recurring and consistently come out time and time again, navy, charcoal, so on and so forth. Definitely make sure you have them in your lineup. When it comes to your seasonal colors, look specifically at what season or what time of year you're launching. A good example of this is the liner running short that Athlete just launched. They launched their heat wave running short in a variety of different colors. They launched it in their core staple colors of black, gray, and then they brought in some very unique seasonal colors to align with their heat wave concept with these bright fluorescent colors, which are always an added and beautiful touch for running shorts, which in general typically tend to have more vibrant and loud designs. So have fun with it, but make sure to be appropriate for the season that you're launching in. Number 5 is going to be designed for durability. Running shorts are usually garments that get used on a frequent basis. If you're someone who runs frequently, you probably run 1 to 2 times a week. If you have a great pair of running shorts, you're probably putting them through 3 or 4 wash cycles every single month. This is why I recommend use high quality materials. Make sure to use materials that have enough structure and durability with them to be able to withstand multiple washes. Use garments that are also dyed correctly. So my recommendation would be go for types of finishing or dyeing techniques that have the ability to withstand multiple wash cycles. Typically natural dyes don't do such a good job at this. Typically your more traditional chemical dyes will do a much better job at retaining the color of the dye and being able to withstand multiple washes. But at the end of the day, that's going to be your choice. One is going to be more sustainable, one is going to be more durable. With running shorts, it's a much more of a functional and durable inducing kind of product. Number 6, make sure when designing a running short to have some sort of split hem detail on the side, whether it's an overlapping split hem, whether it's a angular split hem, whether it's a traditional split hem, whether it's a stepped split hem. A split hem is where the side seam is going to come out and it's going to converge into 2 pieces of fabric. This reduces any additional tension that's going to be on that point. That's going to allow the garment to stretch and to move with the wear. My recommendation would be a slit that is no less than 2 to 3 inches tall, which is going to give you added mobility, and it's going to make sure that you don't have so much of a slit that it sacrifices the coverage. With the elite and the pro runners, they need that split hem. So for a consumer product, make sure that you add a split hem, but don't overdo it to the point where the wearer might just feel like they're wearing a skirt or wearing something super open from the side that's going to make them feel uncomfortable. Last but not least is going to be the waistband design. A lot of modern running shorts employ either a elastic or traditional elastic waistband, which means that the waistband is made out of a separate piece of fabric that's made out of the same fabric as the main body, but it's cut at a larger width than the main body fabric. And when they're stitching them together, they put in this, or they tunnel through this elastic. Typically it's this white elastic that goes through, and when it's top stitched, you get this gathering or this puckering effect, where that puckering effect shows you how much additional stretch you have on the waistband. So guys, that is a wrap on this episode. That's been my definitive blueprint on how to design the best pair of running shorts on the market. This is a tried and true blueprint that I've used with some of the world's biggest sportswear brands that you may have heard of. So definitely give it a go the next time you're looking to bring in running shorts into the mix. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please consider smashing a massive thumbs up. If you want my personal opinion on how to enhance your running segment or how to create better running shorts or better products in general for your brand, check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one consultation calls every single week, and I do have limited slots, so if you want to speak, definitely get on that fast because those thoughts won't last for long. Guys, I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fit Design TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.